Okay, so like I mentioned, you have two topics, right? Two main parts of the chapter. One is you have division of a line when, or division of a line internally when the ratio is given, right? This is one part, and the second part is, yeah, second part used to be construction of similar triangles, which is omitted. So you have constructions of tangents to a circle from a point outside the circle. Right, so this is it in the chapter. Like concept wise, this is all you need to know, 1 and 2. The rest of the questions you can solve using just these two concepts. Okay, out of this division of a line, when you have been given a ratio, like you'll be given something like you have a line segment, let's say AB, 6 centimeter, right? Which you need to divide in the ratio, let's say 3:2, something like that. So how do you do it? All that comes under this. In this also there are two methods, and yeah, this is straightforward. Aditya, you had a question?
Ma'am, can you please, after making a diagram, can you please tell how to write the steps? Because in school they are just told how to draw the construction. For steps, they have said that you will have to figure it out. So can you please give us
Yeah, sure,
some
sure.
idea?
I'll give you the steps also, and I'll give you the justification of the construction also. I'll give you all three things so that you have
Okay,
everything.
ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. I hope you all have your books, rulers, pencils, and mainly your compass. That these are the three things you require. Right, then we'll just start off without any further delay. Cool. If you don't have it, just quickly bring those things. Your compass, ruler, pencil, and eraser. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so the first one is division of a line segment. Okay, internally. Okay, so for example, let us take the values which I had just written on the board. Okay, so you basically need to divide this line segment AB, which is 6 centimeter, in the ratio of 3:2. Okay, what I'll do is this side I'll just make one thing like this. Okay, some division kind of thing. I'll write the steps here on this side, and I'll make the construction on the left side. Cool. So you can, as I'm doing it, I'll write both of them simultaneously. So you can also do the same in your book, or if you want, you can complete the construction first and then take down the steps, whichever order you feel comfortable. Okay. 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 The first thing you do is you will take your ruler and you will draw a line measuring 6 centimeters, right? Okay. Cool. You can also label it A, B. Okay. Next step is you can draw an acute angle. So for this, either you can just make an assumption and draw, or if you are not comfortable, you can use your protractor. Okay, and can I move it or not? What? How to? Yeah, cool. So if you are not comfortable drawing a random angle, or you're not sure whether it is acute or not, you can just, okay, I'm just going to draw it like this. It will take forever otherwise, right? You can just make any random angle, that's fine. It should be less than 90 degree. Even if it's 80 degree, it's cool. So just draw from this point A. Okay, and I'll call this point X. Okay, coming back to my steps. So first thing I did is draw line segment AB 6 centimeter. Okay, I'll write it here also. This is 6 centimeter. Okay. Second thing I did is okay. Cool. Draw an acute angle. Anything. So basically, acute angle refers to any angle in the range of like 1 degree to 90 degree, right? Or 1 degree to 89 degree. Let's be specific. 90 won't come. So yeah, if it's anything, it's fine. Even if it's just 5 degree, 10 degrees, also fine. So don't worry too much about those particulars. Okay, the next thing you need to do is you need to come back to this m is to n, which is the 3 is to 2 ka ratio, and just add it up. So if it is, okay, add, I'll write it as a step. Add m and n. So basically you have 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 points. Okay. Now what you need to do is you take your compass. Okay. Set it to any random distance is fine. Anything. Again, no hard and fast rules. It can be any distance. I'm taking a small one because my line is small. So yeah, I'm taking a small one, right? And you just place it on A. Okay. Okay. My voice might lag a bit, or there might be some issues since I'm using this, uh, online tool here. So in case, if my voice is breaking in between or something happens, do let me know. I'll just pause. Cool. Okay. Yeah, so you just take any random measure on your compass, anything is fine. If you've made a tiny line AX, if your AX length is tiny, then take a smaller distance on your compass. Don't take a larger one because you need to make 5 points on the line AX. Okay. And now you can just start making, let's see if it works. I forgot how to use this. Okay. So keep your pointed end of the compass on A, and you need to just make small arcs on AX. Is it working? Is it not working? Working, working. Now it will work. Okay. This is my first point. Now I'll move it on this point. Again, repeat the same procedure till you have 5 points. You can do it. I mean, I might take some time, so you can do it on your own.
Ma'am, the fifth point is X, or the fifth point we have to make it.
No, you have to make all 5 points. So this will be your first point, second point, then third,
Yeah,
then
ma'am.
fourth, and fifth. Okay. Okay, just give me a minute. I will be done. If you've made the points, you can name them. Name them anything you like. There's no rule as to, you have to name them. You can give their numbers also. That's completely fine. Okay, we have 4 and this is our last one. Okay. Cool. Okay, so I have made 5 points here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I'll write the steps also. Okay. Make m plus n, which is nothing but 5 points on AX such that cool. Basically, what I'm trying to say is A to 1 should be equal to A to 2 should be equal to, sorry, not A to 2, should be equal to point 1 to 2 should be equal to 2 to 3. You're getting it, right? All this should be equal is what I'm trying to say. So if you want, you can write it in your own words. Okay. Okay. Now, once you're done with this is like we are halfway or, almost 80% there. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do much now. All you need to do is, yeah, again, take your scale. Let us take another color. Okay, blue. Blue. Take your scale and join the 5th point to the line AB. Again, I might take some time to do it.
Next to point B.
No, not point B, anywhere on the line. Just make sure it's a straight line. Just a second, just a second. Yeah, you have to join B. Sorry, my bad. I got a bit confused. Yeah, Puneet, you are right. You have to join this point B. Cool.
Ma'am, isn't it compulsory that the 5th point should be exactly like in line straight to the B?
No, it's not compulsory at all. It doesn't have to be.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, my bad. I made a little error, right? The 5th point has to be joined to the point B, right? So you can just make a straight line joining point B. Okay, I'll write it here. Join point 5 to B. Correct? Okay, and now you're just left with the last part of the construction, which is you need to divide the line, right, into 3:2. For that, what you need to do is you need to join the 3rd point. So since the ratio is like this, I'll just write it here, then I'll do the construction. Okay. Yeah, so since m is to n is 3:2, you will take the 3rd point and join it to AB. Okay, wherever it meets. I'll show you how to do it. For example, if your ratio was something like 4:6, then you would take the 4th point and do it. If it was, let's say, 1:2, you would take the 1st point and do it. Something like that. So you basically have to take the m value and join it to the line AB. Okay. And how do you do it? Here is important is because you need to have an exact parallel line to this point. So let's say suppose this is point 5, right? So you need to have the line joining point 3 to a point on AB exactly parallel to point 5B line. This line, let's call this D. Exactly parallel to DB line. Okay. So for that, what you need to do is basically you just copy the angle which is made by this line, which is made here. Let me use another color. Right, this angle which is made here, you will copy it and you will, you're going to replicate it here so that you get an exact parallel line. Okay. How do you do it? Is simple. You just take your compass. Take your compass. You place it on point 5. And you draw a small arc. So I want this that side. Yeah. Okay. You draw a small arc. And now you take the same length, keep it on point 3 and draw the same arc there also. Done. Now what you do is you take the compass, place it on the beginning of the arc. Okay, let me just show it here because it might get a little confusing inside. Okay, suppose this is the line, right? This is our line 5B. So what I'm doing basically is I am drawing an arc from here, placing it on point 5 and drawing this arc like this. Then what I will do is I will measure this distance from here. So I'll keep my pointed end of the compass on this point now, and I'll measure this distance by drawing an arc here. Okay, so I get this distance on my compass, and then on this point 3 right here, which I have again drawn one arc, etc. I will mark the same arc here, and now I will join, or I'll make a line which is passing through this point and joining line AB. This is how you replicate angles. If you want,
Ma'am,
yeah.
what if we use a set square to make a parallel line?
I'm not, so yeah, that might work, but the only thing is I'm not sure whether that might fetch marks or not. So I'm not really sure, like, how are they planning to ask you constructions in exam? So if it's going to be subjective, then all these steps would also matter. If it's not, and if they just want some value, then I think you could use the set square also. That would be fine.
So when making an arc, the point should be on 2.
Oh, it looks like that here. No. Let me explain it again. Do you remember last year or when you did construction in grade 9? Just a second now, I'll show it to you what I'm talking about. Okay. When you did constructions in grade 9, when you draw an angle, do you remember you make a line like this? Then whatever angle you want, you just keep the compass here, you draw an arc like this. And then you, if it's 60, then you will cut an arc, you place the compass here, cut an arc here, and then draw the angle like this, right?
Yeah,
This
so
is
Mr.
how.
I'm asking like the pointed end should be on number 2, and then we'll draw the second arc, right?
In this figure, yes, it looks like on number 2, but wherever your arc is starting, keep it there.
Yeah, like wherever it touches the line and the
Yes, correct. Yes, wherever it touches. Yes, Aditya, you had a question?
Ma'am, I'm confused. Like in school, they have told another diagram, not for the same question. Like they said that we have to draw an acute angle, the same with the same angle. We have to make another angle from point B upside,
Yeah, that is
and
also
then we
another
have to
method.
make.
That is
Okay, so
another
I
method.
thought that you have. Okay.
Yeah, no, there are two methods of doing this. This is the first method. Once I complete this, I'll show you that method also. So that's
Ma'am,
also correct.
after what to do? Like, I'm not getting. After
Huh.
that.
Okay, so you're all done till here, right? Are we all
Yeah, ma'am.
together here? Okay, cool. So now you keep the compass on the arc, on the starting of your arc, wherever it is. For me, it's on this point 4. So I'll keep it here, right? Wherever on the line, wherever your arc is, keep it there. And then measure this distance. Basically, you find out where this point is touching the line. Okay, if I were to make it more clear, yeah, I want this point, right? Wherever the arc is cutting the line 5B, I want that distance on my compass. So once I get it, I will take that same distance and I'm going to keep my compass on the first arc or the arc at point 2, which is in my diagram, right? And I'm going to make the same arc. So once you have kept the pointed end here, you can just cut an arc. Yeah. Okay. And now all you need to do is you just need to join it. Let me use better color. Now you need to just draw a line which is passing through this point and which is touching the line AB. That's all. You're done.
Done, ma'am.
Awesome. So now you can measure AB and check. So see wherever that point is cutting the line AB, what is the measure? Like, is it in the ratio 3:2 or not? You yourself can check it. Okay, I can't get it that accurate.
Yes.
Just give me 1 second. I'll let you. What happened to this thing? I don't. Today it is okay. Right. So now that I have done, I'm done with you guys. Okay. So this is my point C. I'm calling it C here. So basically you now have your line segment which is divided in the ratio 3:2. Yeah, you can measure it and check. You'll get it. Whatever. If you divide 6, if you take the ratio and you divide, you'll get the correct value on your line segment also, right? If you would have taken 5, you would have got, I think, exact 5 parts. Okay. Okay, I forgot the steps here. So once you join point 5 to B, right, then you, okay. Do you want me to write all the steps? How do you copy the angle or should I just say copy the angle? Write it? Okay. Draw an arc at point 5. Measure angle A5B on compass, right? 7th one I'm writing here. Make same angle at point 3, right? 8th point would be draw a line passing through that angle at point 3 and right? AC is to CB is basically the required whatever, not exactly line. What do you call it? Required division.
Ma'am, could you just re-explain the last part? Like, I understood, like, using an arc, you cut that P5. After that, could you explain how did you get the parallel line?
Sure. ठीक है. For this, let me take you back to your constructions part. I think if you're clear with this, then I think you will understand whatever I did here. Okay, when you did construction previous year, or basically whenever you do, you want to construct an angle, what do? You place your compass on this point on the line wherever you want to draw the angle. Then you make one arc like this, right? Or semicircle like this, right? And then you place your compass ka pointed end here, and you will draw another arc here like this. And then suppose if it is 60 degree, yeah, you just join like this and you get 60 degree. If it's 90, you know, you make multiple more things and you do. But basically, whenever you're drawing an any angle, you are starting with this semicircle and then one arc, right? So this is the exact same thing which we do here to copy the angle also. So exact same thing I did here as well. Only thing is, just because so the diagram does not get cluttered, I did not make the full semicircle. Otherwise, this is also that semicircle only. See here, if you extend it, this is that same semicircle. And since I have the starting point of the arc here, I took this side. You could have taken it from this side as well also. Any side you take, it doesn't matter. Only thing you need to take from the point on that line. So this line and the semicircle wherever they are meeting, that point to this point you have to measure. Okay, let me use another color. Yeah, I'm talking about this point to this point. This distance you need on your compass.
Okay, so after measuring that, using that as the distance, you have to cut an arc from point 2.
Yes, from point 2, I'll place my compass pointed end here, and then again I'll cut an arc. And wherever it cuts, I'll just ensure that this line passes through that point. That's it.
Every time the one point before the third one, is it like that or any other logic here?
No, here it looks like it joined the second point because I think I did not change the distance on my compass. Now that's why it looks like that. It will come anywhere, that doesn't matter. So even if it's something like this, okay, let me draw it here. If this is A, this is B, suppose your point 1 is here, point 2 is here, point 3 is here. Okay? And you have your line somewhere like this. You might get your semicircle like this. Okay, so wherever it is, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you are, keeping the pointed end here and then cutting an arc.
Okay, understood.
Okay, don't worry if you're not clear about this. There's the second method of doing it. Now I'll repeat the whole thing again in that, so whatever doubts you have might get cleared when I do it again.
Ma'am, I have uploaded the image.
Okay, you sent it on the group. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you all also can send it on the group, so at least I can see that whatever I'm saying is making sense or not. I think constructions is one particular chapter which I feel teaching online is like doesn't make any sense because I have no idea whether you are registering and you have no idea of asking the questions, right? Yeah. So just send, once you're done with this diagram, just send it to me so that I can have a look.
Miss, I don't have my device on my phone, but I got it as 3:2 proper.
Okay. Could you just get any device and try to send it because we'll be doing more questions now. So just.
Miss, should I show it through Zoom camera? My diagram.
Okay, try. Let me see. I'm not sure if that works. Try. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Looks good. Cool. Okay, others, yeah, if you're finding it like too much of a hassle to click pictures, you can, switch on your cam and show it to me. Chalega. Whatever works. I just want to see whether you're drawing the same thing what I made. That's all. Okay. Okay, so we are done with our steps of constructions. We are done with our figure. And now we need to do the justification part. For that, I need to erase all of this. Okay. Nice. Clear everything. Okay. Justification part is really simple. It makes use of just one property which you have studied in triangles chapter. Okay, I think last year hoga fir triangles chapter then. And this is C, this is 3:2, right? Let us write it like this, 3:2. Okay, do you remember? Let's see, memory test. Who remembers this theorem?
Yes, I remembered.
Remember? Okay, what about the others? Do you remember there was this theorem called BPT in triangles?
Thales theorem.
Yeah, ma'am.
Basic proportionality theorem, right? Okay, so Anirban has sent his image. Anirban. Okay, your acute angle is okay. You made a proper angle and all. Okay, ठीक है, चलेगा. Just 1 second. This is Puneet's. Okay, looks fine. ठीक है. And Mansi. Okay, cool. ठीक है.
Ma'am, is mine correct?
Aditya, just 1 second. I thought I saw. Yeah, looks good. Nice.
Okay, ma'am.
Good job. Okay, yeah. So BPT basically stands for Basic Proportionality Theorem. Okay, I'll draw one figure here. Maybe you'll remember then, right? It basically says that, right? So if a line is drawn parallel to any one side of the triangle, right? It could be something like this also. I could draw it parallel to this side as well. Okay, or the other third side as well. You can try it on your own. Any side, if a line is drawn parallel to any one side of the triangle, then basically what happens is this part is this part. So the division here, this part to this part is same as the other side, right? The division in the two sides is in the same ratio. Suppose the one on the left side is divided, let's say in the ratio of 1:2, then the one on the right side will also be divided in the ratio of 1:2. That is exactly what we did here, and which is why the importance of drawing this line parallel to this line is stressed, right? Okay, so basically what happened here is you've drawn a triangle. You ended up with a triangle like this. And you constructed this line parallel to the base, whichever 5B, if you're calling it 5B, right? You drew this line 3C parallel to 5B, and you have divided this line in the ratio of 3:2. So now automatically by BPT, this part has also become 3:2. That is all the justification there is. That's it. That's all you need to know whenever you are dividing a line, right? Just one BPT theorem. Yeah, and what does it state basically is that whenever, okay, do you want me to write the statement of the basic proportionality theorem here? If you don't remember, do that. Okay, when a line is drawn, this is parallel, right, to any one side, of a triangle, okay, to intersect other 2 points, then the other 2 sides are divided in the same ratio. Okay, this is the statement for BPT. This is not asked, but whenever you are doing justification, basically you just have to simplify this and write it now. So even if you're drawing this figure and you are remembering whatever I said, or you made a small note of it, that also works, right? So that's all you need to say. You just need to use the word BPT in the justification, and you need to say that 3C is parallel to 5B. Hence, by BPT, this part is to this part will be same as this is to this. That's it. Okay. So that's all is the justification for when you divide a line segment. So this is one method. The other method is what Aditya was saying, that there's one more angle drawn on top. I don't know. I find both of them same only. It's not like one has little lesser construction or one is simpler than the other. Both are the same. So whichever you feel comfortable, you can make it like that. Okay. Only thing this one I feel is that you can just draw all 5 points at a stretch. The other one, if you get some ratio, something like 4:3, where the first one, sorry, not like this. Here also the first one is only higher. Maybe some ratio like 3:5, something like that. Then you might get confused as to should you make the longer one below or the longer one on top. That's all. So apart from this little problem, I think both the methods are pretty similar. There's not much to make it simpler or better than the other. Okay. Okay. Have you taken all this down? Should I erase it?
Wait.
Okay.
Ma'am, we had to write that.
Yeah, you need to write basic proportionality theorem. Statement is up to you. If you need it to remember, you can, or if you're just drawing this and writing the explanation in simple words also works. Because this whatever I've written here is the justification. Okay, let me write it. Justification of the construction.
So, ma'am, this is the part of the first question, or this is like
Yeah, part of the first question.
all the.
And you can use it to apply to any construction where you are dividing a line internally.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll wait. No worries. You all copy it down and let me know once you're done. If you want me to write it properly, okay, I can write it mathematically here better.
Ma'am, have you written the labelings of the triangle also? Because in our school, in the justification, so to like in every question, you must write the justification with labelings of each triangle.
Yeah, so
Remember
here,
justification? No.
sorry, Anirban, justification
No, that justification deleted, right?
is deleted. I'm not sure. In your syllabus,
Because our math teacher was saying.
see it all
Ma'am, in
depends on.
Billabong, they are told that only the steps of construction is coming. They are not told about anything like justification.
Okay, I can't really say because since it depends
So like
completely
they
on how
said,
your
like
paper.
if it's given in the question, right, justification, then we have to.
Yeah, exactly. So if they ask you in the question, you have no choice. You have to do it, right?
Miss,
Because
and for steps of construction, will they ask like write steps of constructions, or we have to write for each and every question?
usually they ask wherever it's required.
So
They
for
specify.
construction and justification, they'll specify, right?
Yeah, they do specify that write the steps of the constructions and justify it. They use the exact same word justification, right? Okay. Yeah, they won't twist and turn
And
it
this
out.
way, there's nothing like rough diagram, no, only the main diagram.
Yeah, only the main diagram, no rough diagram. Correct. Yeah, labeling part, make sure you're labeling this diagram, whichever. Okay, let me make it in some color. Okay, pink color. Yeah. So this diagram labeling, make sure you're labeling all these points. You're labeling the line, right? AB, and wherever it has cut C, this R, this ray AX, all that labeling if you're doing is sufficient. Okay. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, mathematical interpretation, or basically if you want it in just symbols and all, it basically states by BPT. Okay, or I can just say since, I can start with since. Okay, since A, what is the name? 3C. Since 3C is parallel to 5B by BPT, A3 upon 3 is equal to AC upon CB. This is in mathematical terms. That's all. Anything out of all these things, the keywords what they are looking for is BPT. Okay, this is the keyword. where whatever justification you're writing, write BPT. If possible, if you remember, write the full form. If not, if you're just writing BPT, is good enough. And write that this is equal. This is what they're looking for. If you write these two things, you'll get marks for justification. You don't need to write essays and anything. Cool.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, is rough diagram compulsory? Because in our school, sir said we need to draw it with every question.
I don't think so, because this is a simple construction. There's not much rough diagram, or there's not something you need to know before drawing it. It's just like you're going to get it right. Maybe if you're drawing, where rough diagrams come handy is when you're drawing in circles and circumcircles for triangles. Okay, suppose you have triangle like this and you have to draw a circle inside it or outside it. That time rough diagrams come in handy, because you can't really sit and erase the construction. But here you can erase it, so it's not like required. I don't see the need, but yeah. If your school has specified that do draw it, then yeah, you have no choice. You have to make it. They have not specified, it's not compulsory.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I have drawn the two diagrams. Now, what we have to write? Which part we have to write? The upper part or the lower part?
Whatever. So this is basically the statement of BPT. This you will find it online or in your grade 9 books also. Anywhere you will get it. This is the statement. This is in mathematical terms. And
So we have
whatever
to.
I've highlighted in blue is basically the keywords. So you can decide whatever you want, how you want to remember it. You can write it like that. Oh, this is mathematical terms. ठीक है. Done? Should we go ahead?
One minute.
Okay, so whatever values they give you, you can use the same method. So even if suppose you have a ratio like 5:6, you can use the same method. So what you'll do is, instead of making 5 points, here you will make 5 plus 6, which is 11 points, right? And you will join the 11th point to B, right? And then the 5th point, you will make the same angle and you will join it, and you'll make the point 5C, like that. Whatever.
Ma'am, is that A3 upon 35 or A3 upon A5?
35. You can write it as names also. I think in the books and all they have written A1, A2. But while reading, I got confused that what is A3, A5. So I just wrote point names. Whatever you have named it, make sure it's that. So it's this part, second part.
Okay.
Okay, done. Should we go ahead? We'll take some time in the circles part. So
Yes, ma'am.
clear. Okay. Okay. Now the same question, but the alternate method, which yeah, you all were saying. So this is method number 2 for the same thing. Yeah, so our line segment is AB, which is 6 centimeter, and ratio M is to N is 3:2. Exact same question, just the other method. Okay, so this time just make sure that you have some space both on top of your line and below your line as well, because you will be using both sides to draw something. So yeah, you can just leave space. Okay, so first draw the line AB 6 centimeter, and then you can do BAX at the bottom, right? You can do it till that, till then I'll catch up with you. 6 centimeter. Now one acute angle below. Right? Okay. Let me just label this. This is A, this is B, this is, let's call it X. This is 6 centimeter. Okay, I'm not writing the 6 centimeter part right now because there'll be lines in between, so you'll get lost. Once it's done, I'll write. Okay, and now you need to make the same angle on top here. So now I'll repeat whatever I had done for the same angle or the copying angle part, right? Whatever angle, basically what I'm saying is I'm going to draw something like this. I'll write it here. See, this is my line AB, right? Then I am drawing a line AX like this. So now whatever angle I've made here, I need to make the same angle here as well. Okay. Okay. And how do you do that? Is you do the same arc method. You find out what is this angle and you copy it there. Okay. Okay. So that's what I'll be doing. Okay. So I keep my pointed end of the compass. Just take any random value and keep the pointed end of the compass on A, and then draw a semicircle. Right. Now I'll keep my point here. So see, your angle is this. All you need to know is which is your angle and which is your base. So suppose when you have a straight line like this, and I say this is my angle, then you know that this is my base and this becomes the arm of the angle. So basically you will be keeping your pointed end. Let's say if this is the semicircle we've drawn, your pointed end will be here and you'll be measuring this. Okay. So the same thing, if I'm going to invert the diagram and I'm making it like this, then this becomes your base and this becomes your arm. So you will be drawing a semicircle here or like this or whatever. However, it just has to pass through this much part is sufficient. Rest of it, however you make it, does not really matter. It's only this arc which matters, right? So, and now you're going to keep your pointed end of the compass on this line, on your base, and you're going to measure this distance. Let me use this color. Yeah, you're going to measure this distance. That will give you your angle value, right? Okay. So now I'm going to measure this distance. Okay, where are you?
Ma'am, you took a random value, right?
Yeah, I took an absolutely random value. And then you use the compass to measure this distance, this one here. Okay. Now that I know that this is the distance, I'm going to take, oh, I made a mistake. Sorry. Forgot. You have to make the same arc here also. No? Okay. Rewind a little bit. Oh. Sorry, I'm going to take a little bit to get it right. Yeah, I completely forgot that I had to make the same semicircle there also. Yeah. So I'm going to keep it here and just make this semicircle here as well. Yeah, now I can measure this distance from this point to, yeah, exact this point. And just keep my compass here. Uh-oh, little tricky. Yeah, I'm going to keep it here and I'm going to measure. Okay, make an arc here.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
ma'am, I didn't understand how to like I made the arc from point B.
okay.
What I have to do next?
Yeah, now you just need to make a line from there. So you just need to, join this. This is the same angle. Use a ruler and join that point.
Ma'am,
What is
actually I made.
Yeah. Yes, Mansi? Okay, what happened? I couldn't hear either of you now.
Ma'am, actually, I made the length arc. Can you please tell how to make the semicircle one?
Oh, okay. You all are still confused with that? Okay. I'll come back to it. Okay. I think you might need a little bit revision on angles to get this little better. Again, I'll show it here. Okay. Suppose I want to make an angle at point A. Any angle. Let's say I want to make a 60-degree angle. Hai na? So what I do is I make one semicircle first. Then I'll keep my compass on this point. And using that same distance I make one arc here, isn't it? That's how we make our angle. Use this color. This is how you make your angle. So here you're doing the reverse process. You already have the angle arm, so basically you're measuring this. And how do you measure this? Is you need this semicircle now. So that's why we are making all the semicircles everywhere. And then basically what you're doing is from this base arm you are measuring this point right here, this one, this point where the semicircle is cutting the line. Let's call this y, ay. Okay, that exact same thing is used when you are replicating angles. Okay, so this time the angle here is, this is my base for this angle A. This AB becomes my base. This is my semicircle and this is the point I need to measure. So I'll keep my compass on this point here and I'll measure this distance till this point. Let's call it D. Okay, and then here again I made one semicircle. I'll keep my compass on this point here and I'll cut that same D, whatever I got, I'll make one point here and draw a line passing through it.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. Yeah, mine doesn't look really proper because what should I mean, it's not really accurate. Something moved when I was making it. But yeah, if you're doing it properly, it will come accurate. Okay, everybody clear with the angle copying thing or anybody still having a doubt? No question, no comments only. Okay. Okay, if you still feel you're confused, just try this. Make one small 60-degree angle in your book. Okay, and see whatever the steps you're doing to make 60 degree. I think it's because once you get the hang of practicing constructions multiple times, it becomes something ingrained that yeah, this is how you can copy the angle. Yeah, since you're
Ma'am?
doing it, yeah.
Yeah, ma'am, sorry about that. I was just saying that how did you draw that D arc? Like that one.
Oh, I took the same measure from here, this angle. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just repeat it again. I think I'm not being very clear. Okay, I'll repeat the step. Just give me 1 minute. I'll just clear everything and I'll repeat it. Okay, those of you who feel you have got it, you can make 3 points on AX, same like before, equidistant, and the other two on this arm BY. And yeah, you can do it till then I'll catch up.
Ma'am, your voice was breaking. Can you please tell what you have to do next?
Yeah, you can draw 3 points. So our ratio is 3:2, right? So this is your line. It looks something like this. Draw 3 points here. This is A, B, this is Y, this is X, right? And draw the remaining 2 points here. Same like before, all should have the same equidistant length. So you'll keep your point here and then you'll cut, then you'll keep your point here, then you'll cut and so on. Similarly on this side as well. Okay. Now what I'm doing is, okay, since to avoid confusion, let me use the compass at this stage itself. I'm going to make an angle here at the bottom. So for that, yeah, I'm taking any random value. I'm drawing a semicircle. Oh, okay. I'm drawing a semicircle like this, right? And then I'm going to move my compass and I'm going to keep it on B and make the same semicircle upwards because I need to make one angle on top, right? Okay. Going to make one semicircle like this. You can call it anything. You can call it a circle, semicircle, arc, whatever you feel comfortable remembering. But yeah, this is like the first step you do when you're drawing any angle. That same thing I'm doing. Okay, and now let's just take some random value and cut an arc here. Okay, same thing, I'll do it there. Okay, you can use this hack if you are not comfortable drawing the same angle. You can use whatever I'm doing right now. When you do something like this, you will end up with 260 degrees. So you will end up with 60-degree here also, and you will end up with 60-degree here also. So then you don't have to remember how to make the same angle or how to keep it same. Okay, you can do that also. That's like a trick. Anything which you're comfortable with. Because the angle just has to be acute. There's no specific mention that it has to be exactly this measure or not. Right? So if you're doing this step, that means you're basically making a 60-degree angle. You can do that. So then there's like one less thing you have to remember that, which angle I have to copy and where I have to copy and all that. Okay, why am I not able to make the arc? Okay, fine. Right? Okay. Now you just join those 2 points or those two. Let's draw in green this time. This takes a lot of time. Okay. Okay, finally we're done. So just join this. This is an exact 60 degree what I've drawn here. Then you can just draw this also. Right? Okay. Now what you do is, now that you're done with this, so now you have your two lines. Okay, yeah, let me label this as X and this is Y, right? Both of these are 60 degree. If you measure with a protractor, you will get it. Right, so if you are getting confused with what angle, which angle, how to draw angle, all those things, you can use this to copy the angles, right? But this you can use only in this method. वो previous वाला method में काम नहीं आएगा because B to X, whatever line you're joining, you have no idea what angle that is. So yeah, that doesn't really work in that. But in this one, it will work. Okay. So yeah, now again take your compass and just draw 3 points on the bottom ray and 2 points on the top one. So any random, yeah, I'm taking a random measure, going to place it on A. Acha, let me take it a little bigger only. Okay, cool. Right, this is my 1 point. Then this is my second point. Oh, sorry. This. Okay, if you're done making the points, you can just join these two. You can draw a straight line and join this third point to this second point right here, like this. That's all. You're done with the construction. This one is easier in terms of joining lines. Okay. Okay, if you have done that, you can try writing the steps also. Send the picture to me and you can try writing the steps of construction. I'll be done by then fully. Okay, so I made 3 points here and now same radius, I'm going to make 2 points here on B. My first point.
Ma'am, we have to write steps of constructions, then we have to upload or before it?
Anything. Just send it to me right now. I'll write the steps. No. So you just send the
Okay.
construction first.
Miss, can I show it on the Zoom cam?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, it looks correct. ठीक है. As far as I can see, yeah, it looks okay. ठीक. Okay, labeling this is, let us use those terms this time. A1, A2, A3. This is B1. This is B2, right? And all you need to do, you're done with this. You just need to join A3 to B2. That's it. And you're done. Finally, straight line. Oh, Divya, you have not sent your picture, right? Previously also. Just noticed right now. Divya, you can send your previous construction as well.
Ma'am, I've uploaded.
Okay, just give me 1 minute. Right? Okay, and we are done. This is our second method. Okay. Let me see. Okay, yeah, looks neat. Good, Aditya. ठीक है. So these are our two methods. Here they use similarity. Only thing is each method has one drawback. That method you need to learn how to copy angle. This method you can't use BPT anymore because there's no parallel line concept. So here you need to justify using similarity. So you can prove that these triangles are similar, right? This angle is same as this angle and this angle will become vertically opposite angle. And yeah, there was one third criteria which I can't remember anymore. Yeah, I think the other two angles, no, there's no A similarity criteria. Okay, yeah, I'll see how are they similar. But yeah, basically these two triangles become similar triangles, right? And that's how you justify the construction that this is equal to this and so on and so forth, right? Okay. Okay. So for this, if you want, I just write in short. Justification is triangle AX. Okay, let me call this something D. AXD. The justification is triangle AXD is similar to triangle yikes. Okay, yeah. Similar to triangle B2. Oh, this is supposed to be B2 or A3. A3D is similar to B2D. Okay, and by CPCT you will get that, or by the property of similarity of triangles you will get that this ratio is AD is to DB is 3 is to 2. So this part of justification, I tried to find the proper answer or the detailed explanation for the same, but even I could not get it properly. The justification for the previous one is given clearly everywhere. If you search for it.
Ma'am, can you please tell the steps?
Okay, steps. You want me to write the steps? I'll write it here. Okay. First you need to draw line AB 6 centimeter, right? Second thing, draw angle BAX. Okay. And third one is you draw angle YBA same as BAX, right? And for this I am giving you a little trick. The trick is that draw 60-degree angles for both, right? So you don't need to remember how they are same, why they are same, and how to copy it. So this is your trick. And yeah, once you're done with that, then what do? You make okay, take suitable radius on compass and draw or point, or I don't know, mark. Yeah, mark would be better word. Sorry. Cool. And mark M points on AX. So the bottom one will always have M points. Okay, so in this case it is 3. So 3 here, right? And same thing using same radius, mark N points on BY, right? Here it is 2. So 2. Okay, basically A1 should be equal to A1, A2 should be equal to A2, A3 should be equal to B1 should be equal to B1, B2. Oh, that got blurred out. B1, B2. Yeah, this is basically what it means. Okay. And last step is join A3 to B2. Okay. Why A3 to B2 here is because you have 3:2. है ना? Suppose you had a 4:3. So you would join A4 to B3. Okay, to remember like this. And always numbering will start like if this is B, then B1 is here, B2 is here, B3 is here, like that it will go. Okay. Okay. So these are the two methods. Yeah, you can choose whichever you're comfortable with. I feel you can use this, but then if they ask justification, it will become a little tricky to explain. Then you need to be thorough with similarity concept also, similarity of triangles. So here it becomes tricky to explain the justification, and there it is a little tricky to copy the angle. So both have one con. So whichever you are comfortable with, you use that. Okay. Okay. I hope the angle.
The justification.
What I have written in justification is that basically they are similar triangles. These two triangles, right? This triangle and this triangle are similar. And because of that, you get this ratio as 3:2. So you can see there's a property, right, of similar triangles that their ratios are also similar, then their areas are also similar, and then something. There are many more properties, right? I'm not really sure the exact properties, but yeah. This becomes one of the properties of similar triangles.
Okay. Done, ma.
Done? Did you all send? I did not see. Let me see. Okay. Who is this? Yeah, Mansi looks neat. This is Anirban. Okay, Anirban, you can name, label or name the points also. Mark the points as well.
Use some label. Label.
Okay. Then otherwise it's neat. Aditya, I saw. Okay, Puneet is yet to send, and Divya, I have not received anything from you. Oh, Divya is not there in the meeting. Okay. ठीक है, cool. Now we are just left with the circles one. Puneet, you are done, or you're doing, or are you?
Yeah, I'm done, but I will send after.
ठीक है, okay. Send it later, चलेगा. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this is our line division part, and then you just have circles. Circles, I think, is easier compared to this. Okay. For circles and for the justification part, you need to remember few terms. Hannah, let's just go over those quickly before we do circles. Acha. Okay. Quickly tell me, you all can unmute and answer. What is this called? What is AB called?
Chord.
Chord. Excellent. Okay. What if I say I have a circle like this and I have a line passing?
Diameter.
Correct.
Diameter.
Diameter. Excellent. What is this angle?
90 degree.
90 degree. Very good. You all remember. Okay. I think all this is covered in 9th, na? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So main thing you need to know is, yeah, first thing, this is the chord. Second thing, angle in a semicircle is always 90 degree. Third thing you need to know is this, that if I draw perpendicular from the center to a chord, it's always 90 degree, right? Or basically it is this line joining the center to the chord is 90 degree and it will bisect the chord. something like this is used when you are drawing. Oh, sorry. My bad. Not this property. I taught circles to grade 9 and I got completely confused. Sorry. The property you need to know is this, the tangent one. Na? That whenever you're drawing a tangent to a circle, right, this angle is 90 degrees. Yeah. All the 90 degrees are gone messed up in my head. Yeah. Basically, tangent to a circle is always perpendicular. Right? Okay. Just remember these three properties for justification. That's it. Okay. Okay. Shall we do one question or shall we do one sample diagram? Okay. Just 1 second. Let me just see one question. Right? Okay. Yeah, we'll do this one. Circle of radius 6 centimeter from a point 10 centimeter away. We don't have 10 centimeters here. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is nice. Draw two tangents of circle of radius 4 centimeter from a point P, distance 7 centimeter. Okay, let's do that. Okay. So we are drawing a circle of 4 centimeter radius and draw two tangents. So for this diagram, you need space like this. You need space from left to right on your page a little bit. So make sure that if your book is like a more vertical kind of book, turn it around and you draw this, right? You might need a bit more space on the left. Okay. Away from center, right? One of the questions in the workbook itself. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take radius 4 centimeter and cool. 4 centimeter, I will draw a circle, drawing it a little this side. Right, and let us label the center as O. Okay. Now you take your ruler and from point O, you need to measure a distance of 7 centimeters, right? So 7 centimeter away is there. Yeah, here. Okay. And draw one line. Let us use orange. Okay, my diagram might not be exact. Trying to make it exact, but yeah. Okay, I need to label this point as P. Okay. Okay, now once you're done with this, you need to make a perpendicular bisector of line OP. Okay, I don't know if you remember how to make perpendicular bisector, but here is a short version of how do you make a perpendicular bisector for any line, which is basically if this is your line AB, what you do is you will take your radius on the compass a little bit more than half of AB. Okay, a little bit more than half. And then you keep it at point B, you cut two arcs. You cut one arc. Yeah, and you keep it, cut one arc this side. Then you keep it at point A and you cut one arc here and you join this, right? So then this becomes equal to this and this is 90 degrees. This is how you draw perpendicular bisector for any line, right? So you can do the same procedure for OP, right? I'm also doing it, but yeah, I might take some time so you can do it. Okay. So I'm going to take radius a little bit more than half. Yeah, this looks good enough. Then I'm going to cut an arc. Bottom as well.
Ma'am, circle's radius was
4 centimeters.
okay. So
Okay.
I've made the perpendicular bisector.
Very good. Okay, just give me a minute. I'll also catch up. Oh, my drawing. Right, and okay. Oh, this is also not come properly. Okay, just oh, what is happening? Okay. Right, okay. So now you just join this. Take your ruler, join the lines, and you can mark the midpoint as M. Oh God, this is the first time I wish I had a ruler and a pencil and just drawing it on a book. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, done. Draw a line, right? It might not be really precise, but make sure that yours is keeping this properly done. Okay, this point has to be labeled as O or M, sorry, M. Okay, now take your compass and take the radius as OM or PM, whichever. They are equal, right? Take it as OM. OM. Equal. Okay. Now I'm going to take my radius as OM. Okay, yeah, perfect. And I'm going to take another color and you draw a circle from point M. Right, basically your circle should pass through both these points P and O. For that we are doing this entire procedure to find the midpoint of the circle or the center of the circle. For that this whole procedure was done. Now you draw the second circle. Right, okay. And now you will get 2 points. Yeah, so you basically got 2 points here, which are let's call them Q and R. This is Q and this is R. The point I'm talking about is this right here. right? This becomes your points. And that's it. Now you just have to join PQ and PR. Your tangent is done. Yeah, take your ruler, join PQ and PR.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I got disconnected. What are you doing? Like, I can't see the screen.
Oh, I mean, try logging out and logging in then. Because I don't know. I mean, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, what the hell is happening?
Ma'am, is it really necessary to draw the whole second circle?
No, I mean, actually, no, it is not. But there's nowhere that they have said that it's okay if you don't. So I mean, whatever you. Great, it's stuck and see the point of the second circle is just to get these points PQ and PR. So as long as you are getting those, that's fine enough. I
Yeah, ma'am, now I can see.
mean, okay.
Ma'am, after getting those tangent, I guess the diagram is done, right?
Yes, yes, the diagram is done.
Ma'am, how to make the second circle?
Yeah, just a second, Aditya. I'll just show you since even on my screen it just vanished. So I'll just show it to you. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Okay, if you have completed the diagram, you can try to write the steps on your own. Okay, Aditya, for the second circle, are you done till here? Did you get the midpoint M? Did you bisect OP and get this point
Yes,
M?
ma'am.
Okay. Now what you do is you take OM or PM as your radius and keep the center at M and draw a circle. Basically, we should pass through both O and P. Okay, this is your second circle, and now you can just join PR and PQ. Sorry, that pink line is just stuck on my screen. I'm not able to remove it. The diagram is getting erased. Trying to remove it. I'll use okay, yeah, let's use black. Right, so just draw a line PR and draw a line PQ, and your tangents are ready. Done.
Miss, you have
So
to send
PQ
the
and
pics.
yeah, if possible, if you could.
Can I show it through the camera?
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, cool. It looks correct. Cool. Okay. The others, once you're done, you can send your pics. I'll have a look. Yeah, okay. So basically, PQ and PR are the required tangents. Okay, this is your diagram. And this is what mostly they'll what you need to do. Okay, so remember first you join the line whatever is required, then you make the second circle. So always there are two circles involved. So when you make the second circle, you get the points where the tangents would be meeting. Yeah, okay. Since the diagram is here, I'll quickly show you the justification first, and then I'll write the steps. Okay, I'll write it here at the side. I'll just show you the justification first because this is already here. Okay, justification mein, if you notice, this becomes a semicircle right here, right? This entire region is a semicircle, hai na? So now if I'm saying that, then if I join this line, this becomes 90 degree because this is angle in a semicircle, right? OPQ is a semicircle. Therefore, angle Q is equal to 90 degree. Why? Because angle in a semicircle is 90 degree. That's the property you would have learned in grade 9. Okay. And now because of this, because angle Q is 90 degree, we can say that, which implies that PQ is perpendicular to OQ. Right? This is basically perpendicular line. And since this is perpendicular, we can say that PQ is a tangent. So this makes use of two properties. One, that angle in a semicircle is 90 degree. And second property being that the tangent to any circle is always at 90 degrees, perpendicular to the circle. Right? That's it. This is the justification.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it necessary to draw the second circle?
Okay. To be on the safe side, yeah, do draw it because I'm not really sure if they would decide to cut marks or not, right? Simply, since you're anyway going to be drawing this much arc, right? You're going to be drawing this arc to get those 2 points. Just complete it. No, better be on the safe side.
Okay.
Again, I'm not really sure. So if they decide to, make it MCQ based paper again this time, then maybe I have no idea what kind of questions they're going to ask you from this chapter.
Ma'am, but then this chapter would be deleted, right? Because nothing like in MCQs from this chapter could come.
No. It won't be deleted. What they'll do is they'll ask you to measure PQ and PR and give the value. No, they'll tell you find this, and they'll keep the options like that. So it won't be deleted as such. But yeah, if they do something like that, then you don't really have to sit and make everything a detailed, neat construction. As long as you're getting it accurately, even though there are multiple lines and things like that, it won't affect your marks. That way you'll be at a advantage, right? Okay. Okay, same thing you can repeat it for PR also. Okay, this is the reason why PQ is the tangent. You can write the same thing with respect to PR and say that PR is also a tangent. This is the justification. Cool. Okay. Let me know if you've copied it, then I'll just write the steps here. Done, copied? Should I write the steps?
One
Oh yeah,
minute.
you are going to send the pictures. No, I did not see. Okay, Aditya looks neat. Puneet, yeah, okay. Okay, you just drew that arc. ठीक है, चलेगा. Cool. This is Anirban. Okay, neat. Good. You are drawing neat diagrams. That's great. Mansi, yeah, correct. Neat. Good job. Okay. Dhruv showed it. Okay, done. Okay. Do you want me to write the steps for this, or this is, I think, pretty simple, nah? If you want, I'll write it. Otherwise, you can just write it on your own. Whatever y'all say.
Um,
Yeah, would you like me to write the steps or would you manage on your own? Oh, sorry. Did someone say something? I couldn't hear. There's some issue with my headphone. Okay. What happened? I'm asking you all. Do you want me to write the steps or not? Or you can write on your own? Which one would you?
Can you just write it? So
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. I just asked. If you say yes, I would write it. Girl can tell. Okay. I'll write it here. Okay. Okay. Steps. First thing, draw circle of. So I'm writing in general terms, okay, of given radius. So in this question, it was 4 centimeter. ठीक है, तो 4 centimeter का circle पहले बनाएंगे. Then what do you do is you join or you plot point P at given distance. Here it was 7 centimeter. Sometimes it will be another circle itself, right? The center of another circle itself. So you basically you draw this line anyway, and then you make the other circle, etc., etc. Right? Okay. Then next is what you do is once we are done with that, you join OP. Fourth thing is you draw perpendicular bisector of OP, है ना? And mark point M as midpoint of OP, right? Then you take PM or OM. Both are the same because you've perpendicularly bisected the line. So both will be the same. It doesn't really matter, right? As radius with M as center, draw circle, right? So this whole procedure of bisecting OP is so that you get the center of the circle. So once you understand why we are doing a particular step or why we are making something, you'll understand that okay, ठीक है, ये next step होगा, or this is the way we need to proceed. Okay, so we are doing all this procedure just to get the center of the circle. So that, yeah, you get the points. Okay. So once you've drawn the circle, mark points Q and R where the second circle touches the first one. Okay, and last would be join PQ and PR. PQ and PR are the required tangents. Okay. Sometimes what they do is they'll give you like there is one question, I think level 1 mein hi hai. I was just seeing that. So there is this question where they have given you 2 circles. So they asked you to draw 2 circles, one like this and one like this at some distance. Okay. So irrespective of whether it is 1 circle, 2 circle, treat this as a point only. Treat this as a point P. Same step you do. You will make perpendicular bisector of this line. Okay. And then you will end up with a third circle which passes like this. Okay. And then I think the question was you draw a tangent from this center to that circle and this circle to that the other one, vice versa, something like that. Right. So basically you will end up with tangents like one here, and the other side may it would look like one here and one here. Okay. The final construction looks like a complete mess or some complete hodgepodge kind of thing, but the procedure is the same. Okay, maybe even though there are 2 circles, this is the same procedure you will follow. Okay, just take one.
There's the
additional-
same question in NCRT.
Yeah, that's what I think. There's a question in the NCRT or level 1 or somewhere. There is the same question only. That only I was referring to. Correct. Right. So even though it looks complicated, the steps are this much only, irrespective whatever they ask you. Okay, just keep that much in mind. Okay. ठीक है. Okay, let me know once you are done writing it.
Ma'am, this is the last concept.
Yes, this is the last one. Hey, I thought we'll end at 4 o'clock only, but yeah, it takes time, I think, to teach like this. I think in class it is easier because I don't really have to draw. I just have to see how you all are drawing. Okay, never mind. What I'll do is I'll give you like 5-6 questions which are covering the different types, and I'll give you time to submit till tomorrow evening. ठीक है, तो आराम से whenever you get time today or tomorrow, just practice those and send it. So your chapter will be done once and for all. Okay. Okay, done copying or still?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any doubts or anything you want me to repeat or explain again which you did not understand? Anything?
No, ma'am.
No? ठीक है. Okay, then I'll give you all 5 questions as homework. I'll send it on the group and you all can submit it tomorrow. So yeah, this chapter is done then. ठीक है. Cool. Okay, bye bye. See you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have uploaded the same image you were talking about.
Okay, I'll have a look at it. Okay. Cool. Good.